Hi, Mark. Here. It's Monday, February the 23rd, just after 10 a.m. Eastern, just after 3 p.m. GMT. US session well underway. And let's have a look at the US dollar's performance. Very interesting session we've had with the turnaround we've seen in the US dollar. On the index, there was a gap lower to start the new trading week from the close at 97.75, opened at 97.28, and then through the Asian European session, US dollar fought all the way back. This was a solid green candlestick. And now into the US session this morning, those gains being given up and back to weak US dollar as the US session gets underway. So we've had support 97.28 on the index. I've got resistance at 97.78. If this US dollar sell-off continues, sellers will be looking down at this support level. If US dollar strength continues and US dollar can fight its way back now, buyers will be looking up at the 97.78 resistance level. There's certainly a lot of volatility early in the US session. Let's have a look at the majors. Similar pattern, same volatility here. The close last week at 117.75 opened up the new trading week a lot higher. That's weak US dollar, buying euro, selling US. 118.36 was the open, came all the way down. So US dollar fought all the way back down to support at 117.74. This was a solid red candlestick. And now once again, US dollar giving up those gains. There's the wick. You see it's left behind. If I zoom in on the hourly, you'll see it. There you see the selling euro, buying US dollar strength through the Asian European session. And now you can see euro fighting back, US dollar giving up those gains. Buyers will be looking up at that resistance area at 118.35. Sellers looking down at the 117.74. Let's have a look at the pound against the US. And there you see it again. Closed last week at 134.72. Gapped a lot higher to start the new week. That's US dollar weakness. US dollar fought its way back. That would have been a solid red candlestick down to support at 134.74. And now, as you can see, it's left a wick behind. US dollar giving up those gains. Again, you'll see it on the hourly. There you see originally coming down, selling pound, buying US dollar strength, and now US dollar giving up those gains. Buyers looking up at the 135.32 resistance level. Let's have a look at the US against the yen. And again, you see the volatility here. For now, a doji-like candlestick. So it's tried higher, tried lower, gapped lower to start. That's weak US dollar, just like we saw on the others. US dollar did fight its way back. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see originally strong US dollar, and now going the last 3 hours and into the US session, US dollar giving up those gains. Again, sellers will be looking down at the 153.97, the 154 level, 153.97, the support. Buyers of US, if the US can fight back again for the second time, buyers will be looking up at the 155 resistance level. Let's have a look at the US Canadian pair. I'll start off on the daily, and there you see a gap lower to start, weak US dollar, from closing at 136.78, opened the new week 136.46. US dollar fought its way back up to resistance 136.98. That's the 137 level, that tough level for buyers to break above. And then There's the wicket left behind again, selling US dollar, buying Canadian. Sellers looking down at the 136.46. The pattern we've seen, I'll just go back to the US dollar index because it's the same pattern across the majors. There you can see the US dollar gapped lower to start the new trading week, fought its way back during the Asian European session, and now in the US session, giving up those gains again. It's a lot of volatility. What we're going to watch for and see whether the US dollar sell-off continues, as we've seen during the US session so far in the early hours, or if the US dollar can fight its way back again, like we saw it do after the gap lower to start the new week. We have our resistance and support levels to work with. Good trading, and I'll see you at the end of day session.